We're talking about sports betting.
Some will be social gamblers putting money on the outcome for fun.
A recent survey suggests 73% of us have gambled at least once in the past 12 months.
America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel.
FanDuel Casino.
FanDuel.
Free chicken dinners with FanDuel Casino.
What a load of fresh horse shit. We all know why gambling is very popular in today's day and age. It is because it entices the prospect of quick cash with little to no labor. The average individual wakes up, goes to their respective job, comes home after a long day of work, indulges in some recreational activities, and goes to sleep. With that lifestyle, the idea of turning pennies into millions will either ruffle a few feathers or make people bounce off walls. But ponder on this for a second. What do you think of the idea of gambling? Chances are your perception is off the radar towards the south end. Maybe you had a family member who lost everything due to gambling. Maybe you've seen a ton of backlash online on how you should stay clear from sports betting like it's the coronavirus. Or maybe even your mom lectured you as a kid about gambling. So even if the idea of easy cash sounds tempting, you stay clear. But how did we get here? How did gambling get so huge? Why do 97% fail? How do sports books and casinos make sure they win every time? How did we find a way to exploit them and become one of the 3%? Stick around and watch us unfold this whole thing, because by the end of this video, you'll know how we managed to turn the odds in our favor and how exactly you should change your game and avoid the common pitfalls that leave most people bankrupt. Sports betting is a billion-dollar industry, attracting millions of enthusiasts worldwide. Yet, despite its popularity, the vast majority of bettors, 97% to be exact, end up losing money over time. Why is that? Let's break it down. First, the house always has the edge. Bookmakers are experts at setting odds that ensure their profitability over time. With their billion-dollar budget, who knows what models and tactics they use to set their lines? They incorporate margins that skew the odds slightly in their favor, making it difficult for the average bettor to consistently win. What does the average gambler do? Well, first, they bet on emotion rather than research. This could be because they are unaware of how to study data and trends to find value, or they couldn't be asked to spend the time. On one side of the coin, it's not a problem because the bettor bets for fun. This isn't usually an issue as they aren't looking for life-changing wealth through gambling, but rather a better experience when watching the game, but they are still unprofitable long-term. On the flip side, it can be frustrating to the bettor who bets to make a profit. They risk their capital with only their intuition and emotion and get mad when they inevitably lose. They may only do this a few games or worst most of their life, but they are still unprofitable long-term. Studies also show that the act of gambling can trigger a large amount of adrenaline and dopamine in anticipation of the result. This leads them to chase losses to make up for the original capital. They may double down, triple down, or even quadruple down in order to make it all back. This usually leads to the deepest parts of hell for their bank account. Then we have us, the 3%, the small group of people who manage to outwit the sports books and casinos long-term. You're probably asking yourself one question: how? It all comes down to 3 pillars: bankroll management, specializing in specific sports, and data-driven decisions. Bankroll management. Because of the unpredictable and volatile nature of sports, it's of the utmost importance to incorporate good bankroll management. What your average Joe bettor does is, depending on how confident or unsure of the bet he's about to place, he assigns a random or arbitrary cash amount to use for the bet. So if he's confident that the slip he's about to place will cash out, he'll use a higher amount of funds so that when it hits, he wins a lot more. On the contrary, if he's nervous, he'll use a lower amount because the slip wasn't going to cash anyway. This leads to the foolish practice of betting $500 only for the slip to lose, and the next day using the last $10 in your account on a slip only for it to cash. Do not do this. You should always use the same amount of money on every bet, no matter how confident or unsure you are. This amount should be no more than 1% of the total amount of money you are using to gamble. So if your budget is $5,000, you should use $50 every bet. This helps you not lose all of your budget on a single bet, escape the chaos of unpredictable sports, and over time see if your strategy is actually profitable. Specializing. Good sports bettors are not betting on that one cricket game in downtown North Korea that they know nothing about. Rather, they are focusing on a few where we have the most knowledge and insights. This allows us to refine their strategies and become experts in those areas. When sports betting, make sure you focus on 1 to 3 sports you can build your skill set and steal money from the books. Data-driven decisions. The top 3% of sports bettors do the opposite of what your average Joe does. We take the time to conduct extensive research on every game and prop out there and rely on data analytics and algorithms to guide our betting choices. By analyzing historical data, team and player performance, player statistics, and the universal language of math, we can make informed decisions that increase our chances of winning. For example, take a look at this slip we cashed for $1,200. In this, we went under on the face of the WNBA League's points and rebounds. What led us to make this choice? Well, at the time she was facing pushback from the league and fans. There was a lot of uncertainty in the air, and Angel Reese was becoming a fan-favorite rival. That game, we also found out that PrizePicks had set her line too high compared to other sports books. We knew she wouldn't be as sharp, and if anything would pass the ball more, rather than taking all of the shots herself. So we went for lower. And surprise, surprise, it cashed. However, you don't have to spend tons of hours applying these tips to earn quick cash for little effort. We handle that all together. With the latest AI risk-free tools, positive EV bots, and brilliant sports cappers, we are up over 200 units since the start of the year. It would be foolish to lose sleep over anything sports betting related when there are people dumber than you making quick and easy money. All you need to do to become a top 3% sports bettor is tail us. That's it. If you enjoyed this video, do us a favor and like the video and join the Discord. Fuck the house. We are on a mission to take it all.